Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Roll20 Presents Waterdeep Dragon Heist. If you're watching this live, never fear, it's not the final episode. There was a bit of a kerfuffle on the old internet vis-a-vis a tweet saying this was the finale. This is just the last episode of the year. We will definitely be back. We're not done hoisting dragons. It's definitely going to happen. So this is the last episode of this year. I guess you could all like die, and that could be the end of it.
Adam,
yeah,
I let
we were talking about this.
Win.
We were talking about this, yeah, and theoretically, this could be the last episode in the first half an hour if we, a consensus of players, say we're good.
Yeah, okay. You know what? We're just gonna move away.
We're done with Waterdeep.
We don't even have to move away. We just focus on our tavern and let them do whatever shit they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the pro strat.
So this is now the Sims tavern builder.
I love the Sims.
And we're just done. Finale done.
Fantastic.
And anticlimax.
Perfect. I love it.
Keeping in theme with our ending of campaigns, it's climax where you don't see.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Okay.
It goes so well with what we've done before.
Yeah, cool. The beginning of the episode, you just go to the Castellanter's house and we fade to black.
Yeah. Exactly.
Listen, if the Sopranos can get away with it, so can we.
That's true.
I don't think that we are nearly on the same level as the Sopranos.
Excuse you. Maybe you're not.
We have to cut the scene in the.
Right in the middle, like
in the middle of a sentence. Yeah.
Is that what they did?
Yeah, in the middle of a line, it goes black, and that's the end of the series.
Yeah, and it starts playing "Don't Stop Believing," and then that's it. It's it's a bold move, and
I can't
a lot of
believe you
people
haven't
really
seen
hate
it.
Yeah.
I know I've never watched a single episode.
I think Elf. I think the thing about Sopranos is that Sopranos, I would argue, is one of the first TV shows that it fits into the mold of like modern television, like what we think of when we think of like how TV is right now. And I think a lot of people missed it because it's the very beginning of that.
I also just don't watch anything.
To be fair, I didn't catch it when it was like live necessarily. I went back and I watched like all of it, but I've seen it all like 4 or 5 times now.
I mean, I also haven't seen like The Wire and other important.
The Wire actually has an ending. I actually really like. I think there's some pretty good like weird endings. Like it's not like Sopranos wasn't the first one to do that. What was it? Was it Dallas? What's the one that ends where they're like, it was just a dream? It was a dream.
Yeah,
Dallas. It was Dallas.
Are you sure that was the whole season? Lost, they were all dead the whole time, right?
The thing with Lost is I think what happened is that 2 or 3 seasons before it was over, they just ran out of story, and then they just let Reddit decide how it was going to end. Like they're just like, oh yeah, that's a good fan theory. I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to, and then, okay, good. Yeah.
And speaking of endings, I can't wait until the general public gets that sweet Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh yeah,
the greatest ending to anything ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sweet Gynax ending. Yeah. We were talking about this on Soup's podcast.
Okay, I know you said Gynax, but I heard Gygax.
I mean, that's a different thing. A Gygax ending, everybody dies and nobody is satisfied. So it's kind of the same. But yeah, feeling it. Well, no, however it ends, this is an interesting thing because a lot of D&D adventures, the assumption is that if the characters die, you like make new ones or you just kind of don't worry about it. But this adventure has like a bad ending where you can keep going. You can fail the adventure, but it'd be like, well, okay, let's just keep going. And you could actually build, I think you could build a fuller campaign. Like if you're playing in Waterdeep and you played Heist and the characters failed, it would just set up for like a darker, longer running campaign where the villains are empowered by all of this gold that they got. Like you could definitely do like a dark Waterdeep.
Oh, you could,
like
yeah.
That would be actually a valid way to continue from the end of Dragon Heist if you ended up not being able to beat the bad guys.
Here's the thing, Adam. If we focused on the tavern, when the evil like demon cult descends on Waterdeep, we'd be the best place to go get drinks because we'd have a nice tavern.
I'm pretty sure that if
with
you focus
a ghost bartender.
I'm pretty sure if you focus 100% on your tavern, eventually the end boss would be Durnan, and he would come with all his friends and be like, This is my town. Get out. And they chop you up with this two-handed sword. That's why he fights that troll at the beginning. It's a warning. It's a warning shot.
So
Don't.
let you know.
That's right.
If you focus on the tavern, he's coming for you.
That's right. He's coming for it. I actually have a countdown clock called the Durnan's Rage, and it slowly builds up as you. Yeah, I've ticked off a few extra boxes thanks to Macaria.
Well, I mean,
Every time,
I'm just like,
Macaria's still alive. You just tick off.
Yeah, one more
yeah,
box.
just like, damn it, she's still here. Okay.
No, if you know what, if things go bad in Waterdeep, you can just retreat down to Skullport and just live in Undermountain. It'd be fine. It's all right.
Things go bad in Waterdeep and I reach level 5, then I'll have a never-ending supply of corpses for my animate dead spell.
A never-ending supply of corpses. The Macaria story. So I have a little bit of Waterdeep trivia for you. I was looking through the map today, and I found over between the Seaward and the Mudflats, there are 2 streets. There's a Bliss Street and an Ignorance Alley, and they don't intersect anywhere, which I thought was cute. You get one or the other. Ignorance is not bliss, not in Waterdeep at least. So, my friends, let's just get right into it. We could like hang out and chat about what everybody's been up to, but I want to play some fucking Dungeons and Dragons. So I think we should get into it.
Okay, but like, are we gonna hoist a dragon?
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. We have the time today. Today's hoist, I decided today's hoist would be a competitive team hoist. And it's going to be Macaria, Rin, and Jewel versus 8 to see who can hoist the most dragon. So we're just going to keep adding dragons until you can't hoist them anymore.
All right.
We're gonna increase that hoist difficulty every time. So over here in the blue corner we have Macaria, Rin, and Jewel, and over here in the red corner we have 8. And in the middle we're just gonna have a platform. So it's a big wooden platform, and on it to begin, we just have an unassuming like young red dragon, and we will just continue to pile dragons on until you fail to do your lifting. So everybody is brought out in their team leotards, chalking your hands, getting the rope ready to lift the platform. Who wants to go first? Who will take the first hoisting? Which team? Red team or blue team? What do you think?
Blue!
Yeah, you want to go first?
Blue team, yeah.
I'm so strong. I'm not strong.
Yeah. So what's great about the rules is that even though there are 3 of you on the team, you only get advantage for lifting anyway. So somebody, Macaria, isn't doing any work. This is the like lifting furniture thing where you have 4 people lifting a table, but one person is just touching it, and it's like,
pivot.
I'm just like,
Macaria is me whenever lifting anything.
Yeah,
so
I got it.
You guys are doing a really good job.
One of us has any strength.
So it's going to be opposed athletics checks.
I have -1.
I actually
0
have athletics, so
it looks like Jewel, you're the prime.
No, I also have athletics.
You're the prime hoister. Yeah, Macaria, you can cast guidance.
I like guidance is a touch, right? Let me just yes, touch. Okay, so I'm like on my Waterdeep phone. I'm just like and like touch.
Good. Yeah. You're just looking at Merkel's Snapchat, which is just a bunch of pictures of dead stuff. And you're like, dead bird.
Oh man.
Dead bird, roadkill.
Yeah, you guys are doing a really good job right now.
Merkel's Snapchat would be awesome.
Yeah. Follow him on
There'd be a
Instagram.
bunch of pictures of like a hand and a glowing like power around it, and some guy just like falling over dead.
Merkel's one of those like awful like prankster YouTubers. He just runs up to people and he's just like, "Hi, you're dead now." Boom, japed, and he runs off in his little skull cloak.
Just a prank.
Just a prank, bro. Just a prank. You're dead. Ha! See you in hell. Stupid Merkel. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yes, that's what I'm doing.
The prank is death.
You.
Okay. All right. So Jewel, you're gonna get the blessings. You're gonna get the guidance of Merkel, and Rin is gonna help. So you come over, and the dragon is all curled up asleep on the platform, and the referee, who is played by I don't know, Regis, because he hasn't done anything in a while. How's he doing? How you doing, Regis? How's that Crinshinaban doing for you? Actually, let me just tell you, man, I got rid of that crystal shard. I opened a Cinnabon now up in Icewind Dale Cinnabon. Wow, convenient. Macaria is sponsored by the Regis's Cinnabon. Yeah, it's important to have a franchise business when you're trying to grow your family. All right. So you are handed the rope, Jewel. Hoist that dragon.
Let's do this.
All right. You would not have been able to do it alone. All right. So you got a 18. You got
An
18.
18.
Hey,
Oh, I
hey,
did
All right.
guidance.
And then I have guidance, 1d4,
Oh,
right?
shit. All right.
What do I cast these goddamn spells for?
Look.
All right. So it
21.
goes up to 21. Okay. I don't even know why I'm writing this down.
It's very
Okay,
important.
good. All right. So you got a 21. 8. It is your turn.
I cast guidance on myself.
So you hold on. So you need some guidance. I mean, just because if they're throwing around magic, I think it's only fair.
Whoa.
8. Who do you get in from the crowd? Who's your like phone a friend that comes in and casts guidance on you?
I don't want someone who casts guidance. I want someone who casts enlarge person.
Okay, yeah, that's fine too. You get a wizard. What do you think? We got lots of wizards.
Can Malik do that?
Raceland. I don't think Malik had enlarged
I
person.
can't do it.
Raceland's a little bit of overkill, I feel like, for an enlarged person spell.
You know, he
That's
doesn't
like
have a
being
lot.
Like, I'll just call in my friend fucking Mordenkainen to do it.
Listen, Raceland doesn't have a lot going on for him right now.
Yeah,
his franchise is currently not exactly active. So
True.
yeah. I was trying to think of even a single famous defiler from Dark Sun, but I can't think of one. I don't know the names of any of the NPCs from that campaign setting.
Yeah, what's his name? The Thayan wizard from the last camp. What was his name?
You get Zastam. Yeah, he's
yeah,
into it.
Zastam.
Yeah,
Get
the
Zastam
horrible
down.
lich. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you can
Or
have
a shadow mantle.
if you want enlarged person, that works too. That's fine. You could be a huge robot man.
I will get really big.
Okay.
No add. Advantage. Yeah, that'll do.
Nice. All right. So 27 on team 8.
Just throw the dragon.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So we pile on some more dragons. We just get a bunch of dragons from around, maybe a handful of kobolds for spice. And we turn it back to the blue team. Blue team, the number to beat is 27.
There's just a bunch of. I don't think we can.
I don't think we can do that. Yeah. There's no possible way. We literally cannot.
So cheat.
No.
How do you give me some advantage? How do you cheat
could,
here?
because you could give me bardic inspiration.
Oh, wait. No,
there you
I
go.
got it. I cast Ray of Enfeeblement on 8.
Oh damn.
Yes!
Except that he already lifted the dragon, so you can't go backwards unless you have some kind of time
I go back in
trap.
time
No,
and
no.
cast Ray of Enfeeblement on
He's
8.
gonna have to hold more dragons next time.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
wait, you can
I will
enfeeble him next
bardically
time.
inspire.
Okay, bardic inspiration and guidance
Cool.
All right.
and advantage. Go, Julie, you can do it.
Man, I should have done this before. I mean, it's a strength attack.
Okay. I got a 19.
All
Okay,
right, so it's close. This might work. So inspiration.
All right,
Okay.
so it's that.
Oh,
Oh
4?
shit.
6.
Yes!
6.
Ah, there it is.
28.
29.
All right, 29.
29.
29.
I was like,
The strongest cat I've ever seen.
So hoisted. So very hoisted. Fantastic work. All right, 8. Turn it back over to you. The number to beat is 29. 29.
Okay.
now you cast Ray of Enfeeblement.
It only actually works on
Right.
strength attacks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So, but like, it's
fuckery.
it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the thought that counts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You think enfeebling thoughts towards 8.
Yes.
It's really more like ray of pacifism, right? Because it doesn't actually make you weaker. It just makes you not very good at hurting things.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the ray of pacifism.
Yeah, just makes you want to lay down.
I mean,
your
it
stuff.
should really be like it. They should rephrase that. Ray of Enfeeblement should work for like any kind of like strength.
I
thing.
mean, if we're talking about spells that need to be renamed, can we talk about Chill Touch, which is neither chilling nor a touch attack?
Yeah,
What?
pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a ranged necromancy spell. It doesn't deal cold damage. There's no chilling. You don't touch anybody.
What? Come on, D&D. Who wrote this?
Yep.
Bullshit.
I do not have hex.
Yeah.
I could.
Bane?
Oh.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
at this point,
I mean, I do have Bane.
numerically, you're set up. So
They subtract from attack roll or saving throw, which this isn't either.
all right. So 8. Do you have any cheats?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking for the exact cheat that I want.
Wait a second.
It's called he goes over and stabs one of us.
Well, I could. Where is it? Belt. Perfect. Yeah. I go into the crowd, and there are a bunch of people here, and there's a storm giant here,
Yep.
and I punch him in the mouth, and I steal his belt, and I put it on.
Perfect.
And my
Great.
strength becomes 29.
Got it. Okay.
I still don't think this. I think this means I can tie. Yes, I can only just tie.
Okay.
We'll give it a shot. See if I crit again.
All right. Yeah. So you go out into the crowd and whatever the name of the dude from Storm King's Thunder is, that the Storm King, that dude. You find him in the crowd, sock him in the mouth. He falls over, you yank his belt and run into the audience. You're ready. You got
trousers fall down, everyone's laughing.
Yeah, right. He's got like boxers with little hearts on them.
Yeah, sweet.
All right.
There you go. That's better than a 29.
What the fuck?
All right, so Storm King 8 with the stolen belt lifts 30 DC worth of 30 difficulty worth of dragons. A massive hoist. A mightier hoist we have never seen on this glorious pan-planar stage. Congratulations.
Okay.
Congratulations to 8, the mighty hoister. Blue
Here's
team,
the
the number to beat is 30.
If I just get like a disintegrate spell scroll and disintegrate what we have to carry, can we just carry the ashes?
Oh, yes.
Do it.
Totally.
Fucking go for it.
Yeah,
If he can
do
go
it.
get a storm giant belt, then we can cast a
I
disintegrate.
go get
spell.
a disintegrate scroll from the crowd.
I was gonna say we could go find the god you were possessed by in the last
Oh
game.
yeah, the
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we just get Ishi
Go get
on our
Ishi.
just get each.
Ishi comes out of the crowd.
I don't think Ishii has 29 in strength,
possessed
unfortunately.
by this fucking.
But yeah, Acererak is in the crowd, and he would happily lend you a
Definitely
disintegrate
has a
spell.
disintegrate scroll. So we will just
I also cast enhance ability on Jewel, which doesn't do anything, but I'm doing it anyway. You already have advantage. It would have given you advantage, but I'm doing it anyway.
Can I have double advantage?
Well, that doesn't exist in D&D, but sure,
No.
because I like you.
Okay, well let's see. Here's the thing. You can cheat. You can cheat on this one, and you can lift a pile of dragon ashes, but you have to deal enough damage with the spell to kill whatever it is you're shooting at. So
All right.
let's
Okay.
see. You're gonna roll 10d6 plus 40 force damage.
yeah.
You have to deal enough damage. You have to deal all the way to 0.
Okay, wait. Is there anything that I have that might help with like dealing? What kind of
Alright.
damage is it?
Force damage?
I'm ready.
So let's say I'm gonna say that it has you have to deal 65 damage worth.
Wait. Got it. I got it.
I only need to do 65 damage. It hits 10d6 plus 40.
Okay. As an action, I choose a creature I can see within 30 feet of me, cursing it until the end of my next term. The next time an ally hits the cursed creature with an attack, it has vulnerability to all of that attack.
I wish you'd use that fucking move when we're actually playing.
Listen, the hoist is the main event. All that other
That's
shit.
the most important thing.
Okay, well, hang on though.
Vulnerability.
Okay, so you deal what? Double that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what
Because it has
vulnerability.
vulnerability to force damage.
Yeah.
Now I got to make a saving throw, right? So the
Okay.
pile of dragons.
Can I help with that? Saving throw. I cast Bane.
You can't cast 2 spells at
I'm
once.
going to anyway.
You can't. You can cheat, but you can't break the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. They are inviolable.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so you
I
need
wait
to.
6 seconds and then I cast.
So you actually deal 106 or 100 math. You deal double that. I'm gonna do the same.
166 damage.
166 damage. Okay.
What it is.
So let's see. Let's do a saving throw.
What the hell was that?
What's the difficulty? What's the DC on
DC
a
is,
disintegrate
I think
spell?
it'd be like something like 15 or something for
on a
radiant.
disintegrate spell.
Okay.
I don't remember the rules for this game anymore.
Well, I got a 27.
No!
That's okay. Even half kills it.
Yep. So you kill the pile of ash and you hoist the pile. Unfortunately, the thing is that a disintegrated creature turned into a pile of fine gray dust is the same mass as it was before. It's the same amount of
No,
dust.
all of the liquid is gone. Do you know how much of your body is liquid?
It doesn't.
Or dust.
It turns the liquid to dust. It turns everything into a pile of fine gray dust.
That is
However,
Not the same
I will
weight.
allow a bonus. We'll give you a bonus to your roll.
Try
I'll give
burning
you-
a human. They weigh a lot
Now
less.
we stick the dust in our bag of holding.
Oh, that's a good cheat.
Jewel steals
Okay,
the bag of
nice.
holding.
Okay, Jewel. So if you want to steal someone's bag of holding, you see Brunor in the audience. He's flirting with Drist's girlfriend,
I'm
and
gonna
you
steal
sneak
his
up
bag
behind
of
him. You're gonna
holding.
steal his bag of holding. So I'll make a roll. Let's.
I made a sleight of hand.
Yeah. So you
we'll
make
see.
sleight of hand, and I'll roll to see if he hears this.
God
Uh oh.
Damn it, Jewel.
Okay. Well, Brunor's a barbarian, so he's probably got like a -2. So here we go. Bruno spots you. He sees
Punch
you,
him in
Jewel.
the face. Punch him in the
He's-
mouth.
he looks over, and you got your hand on his bag, and he looks down, and he sees
Not
you.
a sack.
Yep. What are you gonna do?
Punch him in the mouth. Punch him in the
I'm
mouth.
gonna cut it away and run.
Okay, good. Cool. All right.
Bye.
Make an attack roll.
Sure.
Okay.
With a
Yeah, just attack with your.
Dex, probably.
cool. Or just make it with my daggers. Cut person.
Boom.
Cut person.
Cut purse.
Okay, all right, 20. Yeah, I think that's enough. So you slice his belt, you steal his bag of holding, you run out to the audience. Now you got to shovel the ash into the bag fast enough that Bruno doesn't run up onto the stage and catch you. Before, as chat so astutely pointed out, he realizes that he was just flirting with his own daughter. So I mean, they're not. She's adopted. He's confused. Bruno's not very smart. So he comes running up. He's hustling his little dwarf body out there. He shoves Wolfgar out of the way. Shoves the Menzo Baranzan cheerleading team out of the way, and comes running up onto the stage. Don't talk shit about the Menzo Baranzan cheerleading team. They are great.
And because of the whole way that their society works, it's all men.
It's all
right?
dudes.
Like,
Yeah, it's dudes in bikinis. So he comes dashing up on stage, but you can shovel the ash into the bag and hold it over your head first. But let's see how fast you can do it. Let's have Jewel, Rin, and Makaria make an athletics check. I was gonna say
This is
make a
great.
laborer test. Make an athletics check to see if you can shovel the ash in there fast enough.
15.
Okay,
I'm
15,
so fond
8.
of ashes.
Very
So it's gonna be up to Rin. All right, Rin. So you do it. You managed to like shove all this ash in there and hold the bag up over your head, and the ref waves the all good flag,
Yes.
rings the bell, and
I love that the ref just goes like, yeah, that's fine.
sure,
I'll
fine.
eat
The ref is Xanathar, and he's like looking elsewhere, and he doesn't.
It's
He's like,
so
whatever,
like-
do what you gotta
give
do.
a shit, yeah.
Cool. Well, congratulations. It's a win. It's a win for Blue Team for being the biggest cheaters. But 8, you're huge and have a belt of Storm Giant strength, and there's a Storm
Yes.
Giant crying in the audience because you punched him in the face, stole his belt, and his pants fell down, and everyone laughed at him.
Why didn't Abe have to
Ian.
make a sleight of hand check for stealing a belt? Come on.
Because he punched him in the face.
Yeah.
He didn't have to make an
Yeah,
attack
with the
for
violence.
punching him in the face.
I don't know if you know this, but this entire opening sequence is just total BS and doesn't really matter.
It's very important.
I personally, I love the fantasy we've created of this like stadium where all of the characters that have like ever existed
Yeah.
are. Like the actual sport of it is like neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that like Drist is like sharing a pretzel with like you know.
Right. Yeah, well, it's one of those things where you can imagine how the characters would get along because, yeah, like Raceland and Drist sharing a pretzel at the back, scowling at everybody else in the room. And yeah, totally.
Okay.
And for your reference, Dave, I have at one time used that spell in
Okay.
play. It's
This
just
is a good
it only lasts for a round, so it can be like hard to figure.
Can you use that spell to deal, to double like bludgeoning or piercing or whatever damage?
Any kind of
Oh,
damage.
nice.
So,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
All of that attacks damage. So even if it's like a poison and
But it's not a, God, that spell would be good if it was a reaction.
Yeah, it's not. That's
I
the
wonder,
problem.
like, you could cast it at I don't know enough to make a
It's a
balanced
channel
version of the spell.
divinity, so
Yeah. Because there would totally be, like, if you could use that as a higher level version of that ability as a reaction after someone hits, but before they roll damage, that would be crazy useful.
That'd be crazy OP.
I mean, not if it used up like all of your stuff, or like it did something else. Like there would have to be another cost to it. But
Yeah, no, I think that it's like pretty OP as it stands as like a full cast.
I mean, you gotta do it. You gotta do it in
It's
like,
not bonus action. It's an entire action.
Yeah, I guess you could hold your action and say,
If it hits,
Can
then
you-
I like cast this.
I don't think you can interrupt. And again, this is getting into the mechanics and stuff, but what is the minimum amount? What's the quantum of
Trigger,
rules?
yeah.
Right? Like, can you do it between when he hits and when we deal damage? I don't think so.
And if I hold an action, is it like, do I waste the spell slot if the trigger
because
never occurs?
it's not a spell.
Well, I mean, that's how it works for
It
counter.
is though. Like my channel divinity, like it's technically like
No, but it isn't a spell. It doesn't work.
object.
It's an action ability. Yeah.
So if I hold an action ability and the trigger
Yes.
for the action never occurs,
Nope.
do I lose it?
No, you wouldn't in this case. No.
Okay.
But if it was a spell, you would, because you cast
well,
the
'cause,
spell and
like,
you hold it.
The thing that's familiar to this is like counterspell, where you cast counterspell, and then if there is a spell cast, it counters it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, is kind of how it works.
Yeah, I just think that like from the setting the trigger perspective, if you're like, I want to cast this when they hit, but before damage is dealt, I think it's all one thing in the narrative flow. Like I don't think the sword strikes, but before it bites in, like
Okay,
it's
but
not
like
fast
if
enough.
it's just determining like it has vulnerability, then the damage being rolled or not,
Yeah,
it's the
that's true.
amount of damage the creature takes, not the amount that's rolled.
Right, and that would give you the control over the ability to cast it, or the ability to use it after you hit, but before damage, after damage is rolled, or before damage is rolled, but not after you see how much damage it's going to be. Yeah, that makes sense.
The only issue would be that then I would just be doing nothing on my turn because I'm waiting for the best time to use this.
The thing that happens when you play a lot of Magic is that you start looking at shit like that, and you're like, well, all right, how does the stack lay out? So do you apply damage and then
stack,
priority, and you start thinking about things like this? It's not that granular. We
Is
need
it
to take a
an
step
instant
back.
cast, or is it a sorcery?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Right.
So we're saying that this as like a held action is an instant cast.
If you hold action with that ability, you can say, like, for example, if you wanted to coordinate with 8, and 8 does like a big smash attack,
But it misses, then I could just be like,
nothing happens. You just lose your turn.
because the trigger was when it hit.
Yeah, or you could, and the reason this would be relevant would be like if, remember when Dave was playing the Paladin and he would do like smite attacks and get a crit, and it was like a huge pile of damage because it was like 3 or 4 different things triggering all at once. That would be really useful if you could say, when the Paladin hits, I will make their enemy vulnerable to this. And then it would double the huge pile of damage.
Yeah.
But you're also like gambling on not having a turn. Interesting. So that's a way to make that a little.
I mean,
more
as long as you're ruling it that way, that I'm not gonna lose it if I hold the
Oh
action.
yeah, no, it's not a spell. So it's the same as like when this happens, I will like push over the barrel, or
my turn.
you're delaying your turn and then risking that you will not get your.
Well, that's fine. There's a lot of times when Makaria can't do shit anyway. So
Yeah. Cool. There you go.
now we know.
So that's the thing. All right. So when last we met, the clue had been discovered by Jewel. You had robbed a scholar, and we faded out on Jewel holding a piece of paper upon which was depicted an ink drawing, a black ink drawing of a dragon. The dragon had fin-like wings and some notation indicating that it was capable of travel both below and above water, that it was a semi-aquatic draconic figure. And this scholar was carrying the diagram into the Castellanter Villa, ostensibly as part of some of the research that the Castellanters are doing. So Jewel, that was the last thing you saw. Do we want to cut back to the house and everybody's back together, or what do you want to do? Where should we start this? It's currently the 7th of Flame Rule, and there is a timer running on the adamantine bar, which is supposed to be ready around Flame Rule 12.
I think once Jewel has something like that, like she's not going to be able to piece it all together herself and knows that, so she would take it back to the rest of the group.
Okay. All right. So maybe that's where we begin.
Yeah,
is in the house, back in your crappy, falling apart junk estate.
Excuse me, we have chairs now.
Right. That's true. That's good. You have chairs to sit on.
That does not make it less crappy or falling apart.
Yeah, it's falling apart around your beautiful chairs.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No, of course. It's important to acknowledge that. All right, so we return to the wreckage that has nice chairs in it that you live in. And the group of you are gathered around this drawing, and Jewel has just shown you the illustration.
This looks really familiar. Is this a bronze dragon?
Can I roll something to determine
Yes.
whether or not it is?
Yeah, roll nature.
I think Jules, like, I've seen something like this.
Roll nature with advantage.
16.
Okay, it's an amateurish drawing by someone who's clearly never seen one in real life, but it definitely is an illustration of a bronze dragon. Yes.
This may actually be, yes, a bronze dragon, and as you know, we've met one. Could be the one.
Yes, I was there.
Wait, is whatever this place where he hid all of the treasure, do you think the dragon knows where that is?
Maybe, or maybe they need something from him.
The dragon seemed...
Dragons do like treasure.
Dragon's young.
Just because someone's young doesn't mean they can't guard a hoard of money or aren't capable. I'm young and I'm quite capable.
True.
I'm not sure why you're telling me I'm 5 years old.
What is this? I'm 12.
I'm just saying that obviously if the Castellanters are interested in whatever that creature was, and what was it? An adamantine. Maybe the dragon has information about adamantine. I've asked literally everyone else, figuratively.
I mean, I feel like you know everything there is to know about adamantine.
Yes, and it's that this is a weird doodad. I think I'm wondering if this is like one of those situations where you go and you find this vault and it's just like, okay, sweet. Now, do you have the fucking magic orb that you get after you play through Ghouls and Ghosts the first time, so that you have to, and you actually finish the game? Like, do you need just like random crap?
Probably.
Do you have to like make a key or something? Maybe the adamantine, you have to like put.
Okay, then why do you need a dragon?
Maybe
Why indeed?
This is so weird. I don't have any idea. I'm imagining it's like a key, right?
The easiest way to determine why they might need a dragon is to go and ask the dragon why they need a dragon.
Yes, it saved my life. It obviously thinks that I'm important.
That I would go that far, but if that's how you want to interpret it.
Also, we should steal the bar.
Adamantine?
It's not done being made yet.
We should make sure they get paid for it first. I'd feel really bad stealing from them right now.
Yes.
Later, maybe.
Do you think that they asked any other blacksmiths in the city for the same thing? If I were in a rush, I might want a backup plan.
That's
Unlikely,
true.
Considering how difficult it would be to procure that amount of adamantine.
Then there'd be some weird competition between all of them.
Trench might turn something up.
Well, we have a few leads in that case. Do we want to go? There are complications inherent in you going and speaking to the dragon, in as much as being creatures that breathe air.
Well, I mean,
Didn't you have one more of the bottles of water breathing?
I do actually.
So one of us and 8 can go back to the dragon, and the other 2 talk to Trench.
Well, Trench said he was going to come to you when he
Yeah,
had something.
He's gonna come.
You don't have to go bug him. He's probably not home. He's probably,
Right.
at Castellanter Villa.
He's probably lurking.
Well, 2 people can go under the water, and the other 2 can sit on top and make sure that nobody I don't know, kills them or something.
I mean, sure, okay.
Maybe they're following us because we're following them.
I don't think so.
No.
It's just if they're researching the dragon, then maybe they would also be going after the dragon, in which case we don't want an underwater fight.
That's
Here's-
true.
Time that
Here's-
didn't go great for me.
Here's a theory. If we need to go after the dragon, who sent us after the dragon to begin with? That would be...
Oh, you think that she would?
Blackstaff.
So maybe she will know something about why Zelopharn would be important for this particular task. Or provide us with more potions of water breathing to go and talk to Zelopharn.
Sure.
All right, which one do we want to do first? Because we're on a clock.
You can go talk to your girlfriend, I guess.
Rin gives you like this like really like no kind of face, but
Makaria's not
also
wrong.
is definitely blushing like real bad.
Shut up!
Very pretty.
Sure, she's not my girlfriend.
Shut the fuck up, she's not my girlfriend.
You don't know me. Yeah, is that where you want to go? You want to go to Blackstaff Tower?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll just
Okay.
we'll Batman scene change, right? Yeah. Blackstaff spinning around. So
Yeah.
meanwhile, at stately Blackstaff Manor, so the group of you are in yet another very expensive looking magician type set, and so you're there. You're having your meeting with Vajrasafar, and what have you told her? Like just everything?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we start with her looking sort of puzzled, and she says, "Research into a bronze dragon, And you said an adamantine bar?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have been keeping an eye on them, and there've been a lot of people coming and going from Castellanter Villa. It looks like they're researching some kind of big project."
Yes. Didn't we just say that?
She nods and she says, "But here's the thing about dragons. They're usually sought out for, well, the ethical thing to do here would be to warn Zelopharn. Get him as far away as possible, because I don't see this ending well for him."
You think they want like dragon parts?
And she nods,
Makes
and she
sense.
says, "Usually these kinds of things require a tooth, or a skull, or a claw, or blood, something like that. I don't imagine they need the whole dragon intact."
So we should definitely go tell him to leave
Or kill him first.
or use him as bait.
She gives you a look like, first of all, it's like, what? And then second, like, I would love to see you try to do that.
We could ask him if he's willing to be bait for us if we think they're going to come after him.
That seems like a dangerous gambit.
I think we
Though,
have to warn him.
if you know that they're looking, the question is whether they even know what they're looking for. Do they know that there's a bronze dragon? And if so, then yes,
Well, he
we should
was
warn
making
him.
a little bit of a fuss in the harbor some days ago. I don't remember when that was.
She
but...
she laughs and she's like, "It's been a long week." The dragon's presence would only have been known to them if they had contacts in the harbor. But the Castellanters aren't a shipping house. They don't have any foreign trade. They're moneylenders. So I can't imagine that they know that there's a dragon in the harbor. And if they're still doing research about dragons, then it means they're not looking for one just yet. So you've
So
got a bit of a
maybe-
lead on them.
Well, but if we went there, they might notice that we went there, and then
It's
You
true.
know that people who own ships can still require money, right? Just because they're money lenders doesn't mean they've never spoken to a
She looks at you
Fisherman.
and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Makaria. Did you want to be the black staff?" And she like holds the staff up
Actually,
because
yes.
like if you just want to take over and just take care of Waterdeep for me, that'd be great. I've been meaning to go on vacation. Here, please. No, just go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, I will.
Do you want to take the staff from her?
Yes.
okay.
Let's see if anything bad happens to you.
Yeah, I want to know.
So that disintegrates.
Okay,
then.
she's freely offering it.
I mean, is she though? Because
Okay, no,
she
but I
might
just,
be
like,
trolling you.
Like, she's holding it out to me, right?
She's holding it out to you like I dare
So
you.
it's not like I'm stealing it from her.
she kind of gets to decide that.
I know that's true, but I'm just saying, like, it's not like I'm stealing it.
She's bringing it a little bit upon herself. If you hold something out to someone and then they take it, and then you get mad at them for doing that.
Okay. Yeah. So she holds it out, and you go take it. Your hand goes right through it. And she rolls her eyes, and she turns, and she walks back through her desk, and goes to like look out the window at the Sea Ward, and she says,
Aided by the hologram.
yeah, that's right. You just got Loki'd. And yeah, so she looks out the window, and then she says, the only thing is, if we send Zelefarn away, then you're not going to have an opportunity to get what you need. If you're going to beat the Castellanters to this dragon horde, then she sighs, and she's like, it's a lot all at once, and I've already got so much on my plate. Listen, my suggestion would be talk to Zelefarn, but try not to let it on that you're going to do that. If the Castellanters are watching you, then they'll follow you there, and then you're going to be giving information away to them. But if you can find out what it is they need from the dragon, then you might be able to get it before they do, or at least prevent Zelefarn from coming to harm, in which case we would need another bronze dragon, preferably one that's already dead. Anyway, I'm going to keep researching things. The trick is, with these sorts of things, if the Stone of Galore isn't the key, well, you're looking for one more. These things almost always happen in threes.
One more what?
A key, an adamantine bar, some part of a bronze dragon, and then
you put the scales.
Why not the stone
on
itself?
the bar.
She shakes her head. So Ada's like, and then with a hammer, you Eight, yeah. So while Ada's trying to parse this, she says, no, it's not usually a literal key. It's often the form of a riddle or you just have to have these objects to be able to gain access to the vault. And if I know Never Ember, like, she sighs. She's like, it's going to be something overly complicated. The Stone of Galore isn't the key. It's just the first step towards getting into the vault.
If it were me and I were trying to keep someone from getting into my vault, I'd make sure that it were keyed to my blood. Perhaps we should kidnap Rainier.
She rolls her eyes. She says, Rainier and his father never got along. He wouldn't use his son as a key.
Yeah, things can be.
What if...
I don't know genetics.
That's not a word.
The key
you just made that word up.
What if you need to collect the same amount of gold as is inside?
Right, double your gold or your money back. Yeah. So she says, she turns and she says, I'm sorry, this is about as much time as I can dedicate to this. I mean, it's a lot of gold, but I've got some Thayans I need to deal with, so if you'll excuse me.
By all means, we'll go and talk to Zelefarn.
And she nods and then flickers and vanishes.
I suppose we're going to go and talk to Zelefarn.
For a millisecond, I thought she was serious about that black staff thing.
I think you also have to be a wizard to use it, so.
Oh,
it would have been.
I can multi-class later. It's fine.
Right. So yeah, you want to go down to the harbor?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Better to go sooner rather than later.
We should make a diversionary group because only half of us can go. So if they are following us,
I got you. Yeah, send like 2 people to go do something else in case they're following.
Yeah, and it should be like they should really obviously say like, let's go and check out just like some random thing.
So who's in group 1? Who's in group 2?
Well, I can
make a hella performance check.
No, here's the real thing is that like if we were able to get this information by like scholars going in and out of their like house, there's a third thing she said. Like if we can figure out what that third thing is, like that's more valuable than a diversionary tactic. IMO.
Why not wait outside their house and then ambush a scholar?
Well, we don't know if the scholars are all about the dragons.
Just keep kidnapping people. Just so much kidnapping and interrogation.
I'm down. Who else wants him?
I have no other.
Well, I can't because I gotta go underwater.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
go underwater.
I think
Which one of you is, or me, is going with 8, and then who's the distracting group?
Jewel's not a fan of water, but she probably won't say anything about it. But if it's like hiding and then beating someone up, that's totally her bag.
Okay, well then I volunteer myself for the underwater team.
Yeah, it's
All right.
really good because if we got to talk to him, and
Also,
I
me and Zelapharn have already had a talk. It's all good.
Yeah, I think you're maybe the more logical choice.
Okay, so Jewel and I will go to the Castle Lanterns and try and beat up people, and
yeah.
Ren and 8 will go to the bottom of the ocean.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you leave. You walk out of the Blackstaff Tower and out on the street, and then you split and go in different directions. Okay, so Makaria and Jewel, where are you going? Where are you gonna try to like?
As a first thing, because they were talking about there might be someone like following us, I would like to see if there's someone following either us or as they leave Ren and 8.
Just with like a glance around.
Yeah, I want to like look around and see if we're being tailed.
Okay, yeah, make a perception check.
Are you helping me, Jewel?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, we're both looking around to see if we're being tailed. 24.
Okay. You don't see anybody. You look around, there's lots of like hustle and bustle, but there isn't anybody like skulking in a back alley with like a top hat, like a mustache.
When we were going after those children, there was some invisible creature after us, wasn't there?
Yes, they've used invisible creatures before.
I don't know that I have detect magic prepared. I don't. Well, I guess we're just fucked then. Let's go.
I mean, yeah, you're pretty sure no one's following you, and you have to leave, like, and walk around and make sure, because it's like there's so many people that just walking out and looking around. It doesn't.
Yeah, we're like going through and being like, Meh, no, cool. Okay, then we'll just head towards the Castle Lantern Villa. I guess is the best place, right? Trying to see who's visiting.
Okay, so you're gonna head for. This was a bold move. You're like, cool. I don't know if they're following us, but let's go to their base.
Well, because that was the thing we did before, right?
I have no idea if they're watching us, but it doesn't really matter because they're gonna see us soon anyway.
I mean, we're not gonna be seen outside their house. Like the idea is to like be sneaky.
Sure, Jules got that covered.
Okay.
I'm not very sneaky.
So team A goes north towards Castle Lantern Villa. Team B heads south towards the dock ward. Okay. Where in the dock ward are you gonna go? Like, what did you tell them the last time that you saw Zelapharn?
What did we tell them? We rented a boat from some old like.
Yeah, but I mean, you remember because you said you were like, oh, go. You told because you told him to leave where he was.
I told him to lie low. I feel like.
Yeah, right, and not just like make trouble in.
I think we told him to go outside that like little bay,
Yeah,
the little harbor bit. So maybe like taking a boat to the either of these like entrances or what have you.
I mean, I think we gotta ask around, like if anybody's seen that dragon recently. You know, like I think that's our best move.
Okay.
Because otherwise we might not know where to go. But if we can find some like direction, that's probably helpful.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna go down to the dock ward and ask around.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you're just asking if anybody's seen
if anybody's seen it in the last couple days.
A dragon in the harbor.
Bronze dragon has appeared. Yeah.
Okay. I think that you end up talking with a couple of sailors who say that they're pretty sure that they saw some golden fins coming up from the water just east of Stormhaven Island as they pulled in to the Great Harbor. Okay. But they can't agree on what it was. One of them thinks it's a giant shark, but they definitely saw something out there.
Sounds great. Let's go there.
They saw a cigar-shaped object in the sky.
Cigar-shaped object? No.
So, so you want to head out that way?
That'll probably work.
Okay.
Just so that we have some direction. think is the
Okay.
the issue.
So you want to hire a
Yeah,
boat?
I'll hire like the old crusty seaman with his,
Okay.
I know what I did.
Good night, everybody. So okay, he's like so you find him and he's drinking in the tavern, telling stories about when he was a sailor, and he says going out beyond the great harbor, a bit much for my little dinghy. I try not to see the open water, not since the accident.
Do you mean west of the island, if he's out of the bay?
And he nods, and he says, "Aye, once you leave the great harbor, you're in the hands of Bishaba."
I meant asking Adam.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
You said east, and it would still be inside the bay.
I mean, east is another way out, right? There's another leaving point here, and you didn't specify, but like, yes,
You said what?
Stormhaven is like out here. But yes, same. Like he just doesn't. He's not. You're gonna need to like encourage him to leave because he's like,
Okay, well,
it's bad
well,
luck out
can I-
there.
Can I
Alright, okay.
persuasion him?
Yeah, totally.
So I'm gonna be like, but imagine the story if we can find what we're looking for, and what old sailor doesn't like a good heroic story that they can embellish. 15.
He says, "Aye, a good story, but stories don't pay for drink." Like rubs his dirty hands.
Of course, I'm going to pay you.
And he says, "Aye, how much?"
How much did we give him last time?
I don't know, not much.
No, we didn't give him
I think it was like 5 gold or less.
Also, I'm out of gold because I paid.
Like I've got this empty pouch that you can.
I would have
Yeah.
100% given you some if you.
Yeah, it's fine if you want to have gold
Oh,
if you're
okay.
sharing around. Yeah.
I've got 8 triangles and 5 squares of money. It's not very much.
You're like that person in a foreign country, like, I want to pay for my coffee. Which ones of these?
Okay, so I'll just get some gold from Jewel.
How much gold do you offer him?
I will give him 7 gold.
He looks at the 7 gold and
Values.
he picks it up, looks at it, and he says, "Aye, I'll take on your errand. But once we're outside the harbor, let it be known your fate may be sealed, for that is the realm of darkness, of waves and storm." And he just kind of like wanders off on like, "Aye, you're doomed. The great sea will swallow you whole." And he just,
Thank you for
Yep.
your advice, warning.
and
Let's
he
go.
you say, "Let's go," and he says, "Aye, but first, let me finish my chicken pot pie." And he like finishes eating his dinner.
All right, cool.
All right, so you've booked the old man on a 3-hour tour, and Makaria and Jewel, let's set up your little surveillance operation here. So what do you want to just like hang out outside Castlander Villa and just like watch to see if people come and go?
That's
Or
what we
last
did
time.
last time, right? I feel like Makaria would be more likely to be like, which tavern is close enough that I can go to this tavern and ask if anyone's heard any weird things about the Castlanters recently?
I mean, I'm sure there's a tavern around, but remember, this is like an upscale neighborhood.
I
So-
look fine, all right.
I mean,
I can get. Didn't I? No, I just have a pirate costume.
I put on my pirate costume and go into this random coffee shop.
All right. Let's fucking look at this shit. Mounts, lifestyle, disguise kit. I don't want a disguise. This is adventuring gear.
What are you trying to do exactly?
I'm looking for how much like finery would be.
Nice clothes.
Some nice fucking clothes so that they don't get mad at me for being in
10
there.
gold. It's like
Jewel will skulk on a roof and watch
Okay.
Jewel can
to
skulk.
see if there's any different. Like, is it just scholars going in and out? Are there other things that appear to be frequently arriving?
Clothes, fine. 15 gold pieces.
Okay. So you buy some fine clothes.
I'll buy some nicer clothes so that I don't stick out like a fucking sore thumb.
I cannot wait to see Makaria pretends to be an upscale noble. There's gonna be some Dr. Doolittle shit going on for sure.
Okay, let me do math. I have to figure. I'm bad at math.
So Jewel, make a stealth check.
Cool. Jewel is also then, I think if she sees anyone who looks like they are a castle lantern, she's inclined to follow them. Jewel is invisible.
So stealthy.
So stealthy.
Okay, now make an investigation check.
Yeah, this is the one that's not gonna go well.
This is the less on part 1. Okay. You're totally invisible while you get a 1. Cool. Yeah. So I think probably it's such a nice summer day up here, and like there's a little bit of a breeze.
Jewel falls asleep.
You're just playing Where's Waldo.
And you just like this house is so boring, and you just feel your eyelids getting heavy. And just like
no one
curl up.
sees you fall asleep on the roof.
Yeah.
She curls up and takes a nice little nap on one of the roofs across from the way. And it's like probably like next to someone's chimney too, so it's like extra warm.
Perfect. But yeah, exactly. But you got a 28, so no one sees you. Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, let's grab our first break there, and when we come back, we'll see how Gilligan and the skipper do, and then we'll come back and see Makaria trying to gather information. So don't go anywhere. We got lots more Waterdeep Dragon Heist when we return.